So Pyrocynical yet again responded to all of his recent allegations, this time in a YouTube video rather than just a Reddit post. The main thing he's responding to here is a document made by Turkey Tom, which I read out in a previous video. You can go and watch that if you want the full context. And of course, go watch Pyro's response. Either way, let's get into what people are saying about it on Twitter. Some ordinary gamers tweets out, "All I got was Pyro is a furry. Pretty cool, I suppose." Anything for Views says, "The best thing to take away from all this Pyrocynical stuff is the fact that he's a furry. I'm gonna bully him for it for the rest of his life, lol." Colossal's Crazy responds, "Every night I call Pyrocynical to remind him he's a fat loser, just in case he forgets it even for a minute." Nerd City responds to Anything for Views by saying, "To be honest guys, we did it. We ate 250,000 subscribers. 250,000 pounds and still growing. The fact that we've reached this size in such a short amount of time is just monumental. I'm just amazed. Thank you all so much for feeding my fat sauna and helping it grow." Bill Baines tweets out, "I think Pyro's response was pretty good. Very happy he actually took accountability this time and apologized for his actions. Not a fan of that Colossal rating as I felt it was a bit distasteful with a grooming allegation. To each their own, I suppose. 10 to 2 out of 10. Jen Gobel's quote tweets him and says, "Nah, it was funny as fuck." To which Colossal's Crazy responds, "If Pyro was a legit pedo-peter and groomer, then okay. Maybe. Even though I'm just reading this shit in a funny voice. But I truly believe those allegations are complete nonsense anyway." Linead tweets out, "I really don't see why people think Pyro's response changes anything, lol. He admitted everything that he was proven guilty of. The rest was always speculation regardless of how much circumstantial evidence there was. Dude's a brain-dead degenerate. Simple as that. YouTube viewers are dumb. Bro, Pyro won, take the L. He admitted he jacks off to furry inflation fart porn, and you think that's a victory? This aged poorly. Have you seen Pyro's new video? You look so dumb now. It's all been debunked." Then he shows a picture of someone guzzling glue. "Kink shaming isn't cool, man. Don't make fun of Pyro. Shut the fuck up and let me laugh at the furry." 8 Thoughts responds to Linead by saying, "Clown reading that DM of the weird shit Pyro is into is hilarious. What a freak. Fart in my face while I kiss your man boobs. Laughing my fucking ass off." Colossal responds by saying, "The real victim in this story," and then posts an image of Dolan Dark's YouTube comment on Pyro's video where he says, "The first piece of content Colossal has created in a year, and it's reading out fat furry roleplay." Nicholas Diorio tweets out, "When I explain how stupid the general drama audience is, this man's last 2 videos adequately explains my perspective." Showing a video uploaded titled Pyrocynical Framed by the Public right next to the guy's previous video titled Pyrocynical Guilty Without a Doubt. Slazo tweets out, "Wait, Pyro's a furry? Never mind, fuck that guy." Repzilla says, "I think Pyrocynical put out a good response and took accountability for what he needed to. I think he was irresponsible as he admits, but I don't believe he's a pedophile / groomer. I think everyone who covered the situation should update with the context of his response." Internet Unwind says, "Pyro really messed up as a stupid young adult with a lack of understanding of his situation. It's no excuse, and like any young adult drunk driver, he needs to take responsibility. He seemingly did, and he took some steps. Not sure what his path forward would be, but it's a long one." Technical says, "Pyro is a furry, and I have the documents to prove it." TwizFizz says, "Who wants to inhale some fat furry farts? I heard all the cool YouTubers are doing it." John Swan tweets out, "Everyone's talking about Pyrocynical being guilty or innocent, but I think they are missing the real issue here. What the fuck is this haircut? Man addresses grooming allegations but can't take the time to groom himself. Laughing my ass off." Aiden tweets out, "People who decided to not get involved in the Pyro allegations right now," showing a Pepe with a hot chocolate. Cedar says, "Waiting for Ivory to apologize for calling Pyro a groomer like," showing some pictures of patiently waiting dogs. Habibi tweets out, "Pyrocynical response, but what drama channels wanted to hear."
Recently, to those who are unaware, I've been grooming a 15-year-old boy when I was 19. I'm a sexual predator, I took advantage of him, and I knew his age all along. But I could have been doing this with a 90-year-old cave troll and it wouldn't have made a difference. 100% I wanted to have sex with him in person. I have to be the one to do it. He's provided a lot of proof like this to show how much of a degenerate I was, and I mean, I agree, you know. I did fuck, and I am sorry for that. You got me. FBI, open up! I had absolutely no idea that he was 15.
Jay Aubrey tweets out, "We should have known," showing a news article that says the name of every celebrity from Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs, and then showing that the flight logs had Pyrocynical on there. iNabber tweets out, "So Pyro responded, and it's a bit of a weird one for me. Whilst I don't agree he is a pedophile, I do think it was extremely irresponsible for him to sexually message someone without asking for age, which he admits to. I don't like how the conversations being roleplay was used as an argument, as I believe it is still him having sexual messages with Ivory. He should have been checking for age before doing this. The situation is complicated. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, sexting someone below the age of 18, when you are 18 plus, is illegal in UK regardless of age of consent. Hence, he should have been wary about age identification. Overall, I think he's an idiot for not being careful, when he had such a massive platform back then, but at least he admits it. I don't think he's a pedo. Just as he said, a degenerate. I don't know whether Pyro knew Ivory's age, but I'll be real with you and tell you I vaguely knew of Ivory back in 2017, and I knew he was 16 because I remember he dated another commentary community member who was 16, I believe. So it's a weird one, but I guess it's all up for debate. Overall, I'm glad he admitted he was very, very stupid and apologized. There is no excuse for his moronic behavior, but at least he seemed honest about it. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised if another video came out and shit just goes back and forth, but yeah, nice. Final statement is, I still think it's indefensible, hence Pyro apologized for it. Even back in 2017, he was in a position of power, and should have been much, much more responsible. It led him to having sexual conversations with a 15-year-old, and there's no way I will defend that. I don't believe he is a pedo. I just think he is/was a weird degenerate. I don't know if he knew his age, but word of advice for YouTubers, ask for their age. It's not difficult. Just do it. Don't let this Pyrocynical news distract you from the fact that actual pedophiles such as Zoe Laverne, Tony Lopez, Red Kiwis, and Mini Lad still have large social media presences, where they are making millions of dollars a year. Optimus tweets out, "Alright, watching the Pyro response now. Laughing my ass off, people acted like he fucking nuked me. Absolutely pwned. GG, well played, Optimus. He played a 6-second clip and never addressed me directly?" Brit's response to Optimus by showing a tweet from Tydo who said, "Pyro kinda killed your arguments, dude. Like, wow." Brit's comments on this by saying, "Huh? Like, he showed a 5-second clip of you." Optimus quote tweets him and says, "Exactly. People act like I wrote the document or made the allegations. I just talked about what happened and prematurely made my mind up a little bit." Savage Foxman responds to Optimus by saying, "He's in the wrong, but not in the wrong. I mean, it's just fucking weird, but I can't say anything." Optimus quote tweets him and says, "Nah, he's definitely in the wrong. But the situation isn't as bad as it was made out to be. People had it out like he was trying to fuck kids on Discord and shit, when in reality it doesn't seem like that was the case whatsoever." Optimus continues to tweet about this by saying, "I'm not all the way through this apology yet, but so far Pyro has done extremely well in addressing shit head on. I'm genuinely impressed that a YouTuber came out and defended themselves like this." He then tweets out his YouTube video about this, and Larsa replies by saying, "You should make a separate video apologizing to Pyro. Not only did you lie about him, but you distorted the truth to get views. Pyro should sue for defamation, and you should be deplatformed." Optimus quote tweets her and says, "Pyro fans absolutely delusional, laughing my fucking ass off." Augie RFC tweets out, "Augie, take the L." On what? None of my opinions on Pyro changed. I still think he knew the age. Think, not know. And I think he's a degen, but not a pedo. That was my take yesterday, and it's still my take today. Seeing Pyro fans ratio Ivory on Twitter with replies linking to the video where he apologized to him, and then saying, "You got fucking owned, loser." Yeah, Ivory is definitely the one taking the L today. Totally, man. Let's look at it like this. This is not a matter of who took the L and who took the W. This isn't a fucking sports game. This is a real allegation. All that matters is what you think versus what you know. Whose word are you taking? Who did the objectively horrible thing or not? Anyone saying that Turkey Tom slazzoed Pyro has a brain made of liquid. Keemstar tweets out, "Pyrocynical is a pathological liar and manipulator. Like he's literally admitting to having a sexually charged conversation with a minor, and jacking off to said conversation. And at the same time convincing his audience that he is the victim. And it's working. Hashtag poor Pyro." Guys, all Pyrocynical did was sexually roleplay with a 15-year-old boy and jerk off to it. Quit acting like he's some kind of furry pedo. Max responds to him by saying, "Keem, do you really think he's a pedo? Like, honestly?" Keemstar quote tweets him and says, 2016, Pyro was having some type of online relationship with an underage French girl. He denied this, but leaked DMs proved Pyrocynical was talking to her, and said, our relationship in the leaked DMs. 2020, he admits jacking off to sexual convos with a 15-year-old boy. You tell me. Also, I said a million times in 2016 Pyro was a furry. Keemstar is lying, the furry thing is a meme. 2020, Pyro admits he jacks off to furry roleplay with 15-year-olds. Jelani456 responds to Keem by saying, where do you get the statement that he jerked off to the conversations? Keemstar responds, Pyro said in his apology video that he literally jerked off to it. Jelani responds, nah, he said he jerked off to furry porn, not the actual conversations between Ivory, bruh. Jessix quote tweets him and says, bro, he literally read out his roleplay with Ivory and said, you got me. Now the whole world pretty much knows what I jerk off to. Referring to the conversation he just read right before making that statement. These fucking idiots will say anything to defend his actions. Augie quote tweets her and says, if the now the whole world knows what I jerk off to line was just a joke, or referring to something else, it's one of the worst planned jokes I've ever seen in my life. Keemstar responds to Jessix by saying, YouTube predators with child fans never get held accountable because kids are so easy to manipulate. This is the exact reason Kiwis got away with it. Why people spammed Basher is innocent, but Romeo had adult fans. Cancelled! Jessix responds, they are literally trying to act like he didn't just admit to all of it, but say, I didn't know his age. That doesn't make him 100% innocent of everything. It just makes him stupid and not a criminal. Going back to the tweet where Keemstar says, all Pyro did was sexually roleplay with a 15-year-old, he makes another tweet under it that says, I think it's pretty clear that I'm being sarcastic here. Anyone else defending this fucking weirdo is just as fucked up as he is. Also, the reason why people say, you didn't watch the video, is because their small brains heard Pyro say, these allegations are false, this is a lie, these are all false. Then admit it's true, then make excuses, then say it's all false, then say sorry, it's true, then say lies. The entire video is structured to make the predator Pyro come across as a victim, and it worked. So when you watch him admit guilt and you say he's guilty, did you even watch the video? Pyro even tried to compare himself to Kiwis. That's classic manipulation. Hey guys, I know I'm wrong, but at least I'm not as bad as this guy Kiwis. Do not fall for this shit. I heard this story behind the scenes that I'm Alex learned the truth of the underage French girl and started telling everyone about it. It got back to Pyro. At a gaming convention, Alex went up to Pyro's table and Pyro's dad yelled at him, stay away from my son. I'm curious to know what Alex learned about the French girl, but unfortunately, Alex has no credibility at all with sexual allegations. By the way, I'm not trolling. This is a real story I heard. Speaking of stories, Sive Morton tweets out a story in 3 parts, and then he shows how he ratioed Keem in 2 tweets, and that Keem blocked him as a result of it. And that's about it for the tweets on the Pyrocynical situation so far. Turkey Tom, the guy who made the document against Pyrocynical, has yet to respond to any of this on Twitter or any other platform, and Ivory himself has also said nothing. But I'm sure they will eventually, so if you don't want to miss when that happens, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. And I'd also like to say that I recently did an interview. If you want to check that out, the link will be in the description below. I had a really good time going on Gray Street's channel. Thank you so much to my channel members for supporting the channel. In particular, Scrubby, who decided to donate $100 a month. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much, dude. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.